Hello, I'm Linda from Barlates Body Blitz, and here's little Minnie in her bucket bed. Hopefully she stays there the entire time and settles down. Today we're doing ankle weight bar. So we're going to be focusing mainly on lower body, wearing our light ankle weights. You don't want to go too heavy here. 1 kilo is perfect. If you want to go to 1.5, that's fine. So that's 2 to 3 pounds, but I wouldn't go heavier than that at the moment, definitely not for the standing portion, because we are moving a little bit faster than most traditional ankle weight workouts. We're also going to be using our light hand weights. I'm using 1 kilo. You can go once again, maybe 1.5, maybe even 2, but we're using them just for extra intensity for the upper body section, and you don't want to go too heavy because once again, faster pace. So let's get straight into it. We want to warm up our entire body. You've got your legs parallel, everything's facing to the front, shoulders are down and back, and I want you to tap behind as you reach your arms in front. So we've got a micro bend in our elbows, and we're just tapping our feet to the back, keeping our tummy pulled in, our back is nice and flat, and we're hinging forward a little bit from the hips. And as we tap back, and as you warm up, you can start to maybe sink into that a bit, so it becomes more like a shallow lunge than just a tap back. And maybe raise those arms slightly higher up to eye level, making sure you're really thinking about the push and the pull of your arms. So you're pushing forward, pulling back. And as you pull back, start to think shoulder blades pinching. Now I want you to make that even bigger, slow it down a little bit, and come into a full lunge towards the back. You're still hinging, which means your weight is in the heel of the front leg. You don't want your knee to come over your toe. Keep breathing through this. Our heart rate's going to get up there pretty quickly today. Go for 6, 5, then we're adding on again, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now stay on one leg, and we're going to row, and we're going to kick our butt. So bring that heel up, and rowing those arms in exactly the same fashion, but now as you kick your butt, you are hinging more, which means you can row those elbows up behind a little bit higher, pinching your shoulder blades together, kicking your butt, and then that leg stays bent the entire time. Actually, both legs stay bent the entire time. 6, 5, tummies are in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now row, keep the arms there, and just a little bend press through the front leg and a tap and kick your butt with the back leg. You don't actually have to kick your butt. Now start adding in the pull, 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 tiny little pulls with the elbow behind. Breathe through it, loading the weight in the front heel, trying to wake up that glute. Up and up, keeping your back nice and straight, looking in front of you. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to just go behind and kick our butt. Kick our butt. Rowing, hinging and rowing. So every time you lift up that back leg, you're thinking weight into the heel of the front foot. A little bit of a balance challenge for you. Wake up your brain. Breathing. Breathe out on the exertion. Trying to make this kind of fluid, so it's one motion, no jerkiness. A few more like this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your arms in and just start with that leg. Bend press through the front leg, kick up with the back leg. Once you've got it, pull with your arms. Back and back, back and back. So you want to stay lowish in the supporting leg. You're never straightening. Both legs stay bent the entire time. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Come into a wide plie position. Just start going down and up, down and up. Arms are going to be in front with a little elbow bend, so it's like a diamond shape. And as we come up, we're just going to lift up with our palms down to the floor. Down and up, down and up. Now, I never want you to lock out through your knees. You've got a soft bend even on the up. Keeping your legs as wide as you can. Once again, focusing on weight into the heels. Down and up. Breathing. Getting down a little bit lower as your inner thighs start to warm up. Down and up. 4 more like this. 3, 2, 1. We're going to change. 1 with the palms down, 1 with the palms up. And as the palms come up, I want them diagonal, more towards the corner of the room. So to the side and diagonal. Side and diagonal. Big, long lever motions. Really heating up through the shoulders as well as the lower body. Side and front. Side and front. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hinge forward, come up on one toe and do the same thing but in a hinged position. So once again, arms extended, micro bend in the elbow, blowing out and squeezing your shoulder blades together at the top, never fully straightening through your legs. Back is flat, tummy is in. 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Now coming to that V, a little bit more upright in your upper body, still hinging a little bit though, and arms coming diagonally, palms are up. Breathe through it. Up and up. Get down low, and then squeeze through the lower portion of your butt cheeks, where your butt meets your hamstring. That's where I want you to squeeze on the up. Up. Thinking about activating those glutes. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Now we're going to do some tricep kickbacks. So come into a V position with your legs, hinge forward, and just start to do those kickbacks. Kick back, kick back. Now keeping in the V position, we're going to add a curtsey lunge, which basically just means you're stepping one leg behind the other and keeping a diamond shape in your legs. Do a few more straight ones like this. So your arms are directly by your side and you're moving from the elbow down to your weight. You're not moving the top portion of your arm. Your back is flat and you're looking in front of you. Breathing and blowing out as you press your arms back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to step behind, come in, step behind. Okay, we're alternating sides. You're still hinging and you're stepping behind, coming into that diagonal curtsey lunge. Keep that hinge, back and back. Squeeze, squeeze. So we're really just using those large muscle groups in the legs to get the heart rate up, but our predominant muscles that we're working are the arms. So if it's distracting to do the legs, I'd rather you stand still and focus on the arms. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Now instead of bend press, we're just going to go up and down with straight arms. Doing a tiny bend press in those legs, keeping them turned out. And we're going to add a little knee to this. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to add on a knee. knee. We're staying hinged. You got to make sure you're balanced here by keeping your weight in the front heel, and it's going to wobble. That's okay. The more you wobble, the more you're using your core. Bring that knee up so you're on the diagonal with that knee, and it's okay if you step straight behind you instead of diagonally back. Don't worry about the form as such too much. I just want you to focus on the arms. Now, instead of swinging forward like this and up, bring them to your hips and then up. So it's a smaller motion, both arms and legs. Up, up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, can you balance the leg and just do arms, pulses, and maybe bend press through the front leg? If this is too much, put your toe down and try to keep as much weight as possible in your front leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. We're going to do that to the other side. We're starting just behind and in with our arms starting in a bend press or a triceps extension. Breathing. Now start to straighten your arms, hinge, and you can let your arms swing a little bit more to start off with. Straighten and bring them all the way up. Your arms are by your rib cage. They are not flaring out. You've got a micro bend in the elbow, but you're really trying to keep your arms stick straight. Blow out as you squeeze. This is for the tricep behind your upper arm, so that's where you're squeezing, okay? Back, back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're just going to add a little curtsey lunge, static curtsey lunge. Breathe. This one should start to burn, especially in the front leg, and your arms have had no breaks. Come on, a few more. Then we're adding the knee. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to add the knee. Add the knee. So you're staying bent in your front leg, stepping behind, sinking down a little bit. Now try to make the arms smaller. Don't let them swing so much like this, but bring them more by your hips and then up. And then up. Breathe. The more oxygen in your bloodstream, the less the burn, I promise you. It really works. 4, 3, 2, then that hold. 1, now hold, and tiny ups. Can you bend press through your front leg? If you can't, then here. And if you're here, really focus on the arms. Bend press, and it's okay. One side is usually a wobblier than the other. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ouch, did you feel that, especially in this glute? Maybe give it a little bit of a stretch. Definitely felt that. Now we're going to do some biceps, but I want you to use your chair here because we're going to come up on our toes. So I'm going to keep that same turnout position. I'm going to put both of my weights in one hand. Hold on with the other hand, come up on your toes and push your heels together. So you're in this nice diamond shape. You want to make sure that there's pressure on your heels, your tummy's in, your shoulders are down and back, and just start a tiny little plie. Pretend that you're sliding down a wall. So I want you to imagine there's a wall behind you, so you're not tipping forward or back, and your hips are neutral. They're not tucked here. Really thinking about pushing against the heel, and at the same time thinking about activating from the underside of the glute, that same area where your butt cheek meets your hamstring. That's where you're kind of squeezing all the way up and slightly forward. Now we're going to start to bring a bicep curl into this, but we're going to slow down the legs. So go down and up, down and up, but on the up, you're not all the way up. So we're going to use the same rhythm, down and up with that bicep, and we're slightly diagonal, so your arm is in line with the leg, and you're thinking about extending long, really controlling down and up. Now bring your elbow slightly away from your body. The further away, the harder it is for the bicep. Okay, a lot to focus on here. I don't want you to slack on any of the components. So you're pressing against your heels, tummies are in, squeezing under the butt, arm is slightly out, squeezing up, and then also releasing with control. Down and up. This is a classic bar exercise. You would have seen it many times before, so now I want you to really put your mind to the muscle and intensify because of your control, because of your form. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold it low, and we're going to slightly tuck forward, and at the same time it's a triceps extension to the front, so you're tucking your hips, squeezing the underside of the glutes together, pushing your hips to the front, and you're pushing your weights to the front. Forward, really squeeze through the arm. You want to keep it slightly away from your body. And breathe out on the hardest part, which is on the squeeze. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're going to switch the chair to the other side. And weights in the other hand. Now this time we're staying in a parallel position. Shoulders are down and back. We are going to come up onto our tippy toes, but instead of putting our heels together, we're going to put our knees together. Okay, so start a tiny little pulse here. So you may need to adjust your feet, and you want to make sure once again your back is flat. You're not tipping forward, you're not leaning back, you're completely upright. There is some pressure against your knees, and you're squeezing again from the underside of your butt. Now we're going to start getting our arms involved, so we're going to slow it down and up. So you are not coming all the way up. You're going down and staying in the burn zone, so your legs have always got a little bit of a bend. Now start incorporating the arm, blowing out on the exertion, which is the up. So your arm is more on a diagonal, and you've got your elbow slightly away from your body, and you're really extending long, and then bring it all the way to the shoulder. Deep breaths here. Because we're multitasking and using compound moves, which means we're using multiple muscle groups, and some of those muscle groups are your lower body, largest muscle groups, your heart rate's going to get up, even though we're not jumping around. So take advantage of that. We're burning extra calories. A few more like this. 6, 5, 4. If this is too much on your feet, 3, you can do it flat-footed. 2, but still squeeze your knees together. And 1. Now we're going to start that tiny tuck forward and back. Tiny tuck forward and back. It's a tiny tuck, release, and this should burn. Add the arm, push to the front and in. So you're keeping your arm with a micro bend, and it's like you're pushing or passing something to someone in front of you. My legs are shaking. I hope yours are too. If not, think about your form. Are you pressing against your knees? Are you squeezing under your butt? Breathe. Tummies are in. And you're really presenting with that arm. 8, 7, don't come out of it. 6, if you need to put your feet down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're going to put down the weights. We don't need those anymore. And we're going to switch our chair again. Now you can have the chair in front of you, or if you prefer, you can have it to the side. I'll start to the side to show you the exercise, and then I might move it in front for extra stability. Actually, I'm going to move my chair a little bit more because I want to make sure I'm not going to kick Minnie. So we're going to start off in a slightly turn out position, and once again our knees are soft. Now if you want to start with your hand on your hip, you can do that. We're going to bring our leg out to the side. Our kneecap is going to stay to the front the entire time, and we're just going to lift up and down. Now this lift is not going to be super high because we have got the leg weight and we don't want to overdo it and pull anything. So I want you to think about slightly hinging forward, and that's why I said the chair at the front is really better here. Slightly hinge forward, trying to keep everything square. So you don't want to turn out as your leg is lifting. You want to keep everything to the front and only focus on lifting that leg straight up and down. Up and down, keeping it simple to start, and breathing. Make sure you breathe the entire time. Now we're going to add in some little arms to get the obliques going. If you want to hold on to one weight, you can. If you find that this puts you too much off balance using your arm, you don't have to use your arm. But if you want to, just bring your arm down to meet your leg. Very simple. Blowing out and squeezing as the elbow meets the thigh, or as close as you can get it. Just a few more like this, and then we're going to change it a little bit. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now without the arm, we're going to come up. We're going to bend our leg in front, tap down, bending this leg back up and in line, okay? So if you need to have both of your arms on the chair in front of you, that's going to be a lot easier. You're bringing your leg in front, and as you tap down, you are going to bend this back leg, okay? So it's up, across, down, and back up and down. So really focus on your angles here. Your angle is across, it's to the side, it's down, up, swing across, and to the side, down, up, and to the side, down, up. Now if you want to get your arms involved again, and to the side, down, up, across, and to the side, down, up, across, and to the side, down, up. Or if the arms are distracting, forget the arms and really just focus on the legs. Across and down, side and down, across and down. Keep your weight in the heel of the supporting leg. Across and down, side and down. 3 more. 2 more. Try and keep your leg high. Once you get it up here, keep it at that height, okay? Whatever height you choose, commit. And up and down. Now bring it across. So from here, it's just down and it's up. It's down and across and it's up. It's slightly out to the side, but not a lot. Okay? So it's across, bend, press. Now if you cannot bend this back leg at the same time, then just keep it straight and just focus on the leg. But if you can, there's not many here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Nice job. Other side, same series. So starting with a slight turn out, pointing your toe. This leg is always slightly bent and your weight is in the heel, and you're going to bring your toe all the way up in line with your hip if you can. Now with the chair in front, it is a lot more stable, but if you have got it to the side and it's just getting too much for your obliques, the lower you go onto your chair, even your hand down here, the more it will take the oblique out of it, okay? So do you want to add your arm? Bend and extend. Really crunch, kneecap to the front, weight in the heel of the supporting leg, and it's a slower pace because of the ankle weights, right? So you can really focus on the squeeze. Every part of your body is engaged here. Your core is helping you stay nice and stable. Hold your tummy in. The less you're holding on, the better, because it means your core is firing to balance you. A few more like this, and then we're going to start with that combination move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now start without the hands. It's up, it's across, and it's point your toe. You're bending through the back leg. It's pick it back up and go back exactly the same way you came. So it's in and across and down, up and across and down, in and across and down, up and across and down. If you want to use your arm, use your arm, up and across and down. It might be a bit confusing to use it anywhere other than just here and down. And I just showed you a variation, by the way. You can bend your leg up. It doesn't have to be straight if it's just getting too much. Okay, so if you want to, you can bend. But if you kept it straight on the other side, I suggest doing it with a straight leg because you want to keep it even, right? And squeeze. Are you bending into your supporting leg? When this leg, comes across, I shouldn't be talking because, I'm prone to getting it wrong as well when I'm not thinking, because this move has a lot of components. Now think about your form here. Kneecap to the diagonal, up, kneecap to the front, down, up, really pushing away with that pointed toe to make your leg as long as you can. And here too, push away with your pointed toe. Up, 3 more like this. Up high, stay high. And across, 2 more. Up high, stay high. And across. And this is the last one. And across. And guess what? We're just going to plie down with that back leg. And we're going to bring our leg up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, if you don't want to bend press through that supporting leg, you can just stay up here, or you can just hold it down here. But if you want to bend press, that's where the power is, that's where the calories are, that's where the burn lives. Push across. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Okay, now all of us are going to be facing the chair, front on, and we're going to do some work for your glutes. So you can actually put your elbows onto the chair if you want to make it slightly easier. Otherwise, your hands on the chair, and you're going to bend and extend the front leg. And we're going to draw a little arc, very similar to what we just did. So try and keep your body facing the mat, and you are coming into your elbow, extend out. Now when you extend and come down, your knee is going to be to the floor. Okay, so it's from the floor to the side to the floor. So this here is larger range of motion, and it should feel pretty good. Okay, you're getting rid of some lactic acid, but don't worry, we're going to get it back in there very soon. 4 more like this, and 3, and 2. Try to keep your chest to the floor. Last one. Now come back up here, and we're just going to go from here to the back, in and out, in and out. Try to push more into the arm that's at the front, so the moving leg, the arm corresponding to the moving leg, because that's going to help you to keep your chest a little bit more square. In and out. Bend, extend, You're extending directly to the back, but your knees to the front now, but you're still keeping your chest down. So this is core and it's glutes, side glutes. Weight is in the heel of the supporting leg. Micro bend if you want it, or you can keep it straight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to come down and hydrant to the side. So now you're going to feel your supporting leg more. Push into the hand at the front. We're not doing many because I know this is killer. And if you want to come down here, you can. You might even want to come closer to the chair and put your elbows down. Blowing out on the up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now knees connect and just extend directly to the back. Now I want you to almost use your body to create more length. Bend into it, bending your arms, tipping your chest further forward, and extend. Extend. You're just coming in line with your knees. Don't bring your knee all the way to your chest. 6, 5, 4, 3, really feeling the supporting leg, and 1, bend your leg, tiny ups, tiny ups. Now if you need to come down here, rest your forehead on your arms. Deep breaths, tiny ups. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ouch, the supporting leg deserves a little bit of a stretch there. Okay, we're doing the same thing to the other side. So make sure that you're really well lined up, so your chest is to the floor, and then you're going to bring your leg up towards your elbow and then back in. So kneecap to the floor, open to the side, back to the floor and down. So this one should feel good. This is where you need to adjust your distance from the chair. So where do you want to be for the remainder of this series? If you were on your hands last time and not on your elbows, you want to try to do the same thing on this side, okay? But no death groups here. If it's just too much and you're finding that you're so focused on what your hands are doing that you're not focusing on your form of the lower body, then I'd rather you have your elbows down. We're on the mat after this, so this is the last standing bit. In and out. In and out. Come on, how about 5 more of these? Push into the front hand to try and keep your body square. And 2. This is really hitting your obliques. And 1. Now come back up, and we're just going to keep that diagonal and press, keeping your knee to the front. Now, this is where your body's going to want to open and do this because it's so much easier. Don't let it. Try your hardest to keep your chest looking towards the floor. Weight is in the heel of the supporting leg. Press into the front hand to help your body be more square. If anything, drop your legs slightly to keep that squareness in the upper body rather than lifting it too high and then opening up like this, okay? I don't want that. A few more like this. 6, 5, point away strong. 3, 2, 1, come in, and we're doing a hydrant. Out to the side and down. Out to the side and down. Keeping everything square and just opening up. Now, the majority of the work is going to be in your supporting leg here. Don't dump into the hip. Okay, I want you to try to keep the weight on the inside of your foot. Try really hard not to let your hip just dump towards the back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're just going to go back, in and back, in and back. So everything's square. Your knee is just coming maybe a tiny bit past the supporting leg, and you are extending long. Breathe. Don't allow your upper body to slouch and lose form, okay? Your shoulders are away from your ears. You're pressing into the chair so that you're keeping your arms active. Now remember how we kind of leant into it more to give it more length. Make sure your knee doesn't turn out here. It stays towards the mat the whole time. And you are putting more weight into your heel of your supporting leg and sending both glutes towards the back as you push away. Push away. 6, 5, 4. Then that tiny pulse. 3, 2, 1. Get it up there and tiny pulse. And this is where you can come down if you want. Oh my goodness, the supporting leg is on fire. Just pulse and pulse. Pulse and pulse. Breathe. Breathe, breathe. Kneecap to the floor. Doesn't have to be high. You just need to feel it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you don't need the chair anymore. You can move that out of the way. Maybe a little bit of a hip hop to get some of that lactic acid out. And we're going to move onto the mat. So we're going to start in a side lying position. You want to keep one weight handy. So come into a side lying position with your elbow underneath your shoulder, and make sure that your hips are stacked here and your tummy's in. You can keep your weight in front. We're just going to set up the lower body first. So you've got your legs on a diagonal bent, and all we're going to do is with the top leg is bring it in line with the bottom leg, and we're going to swing it to the back and back in line. Simple, simple. You've seen me do this many times. So all I want you to focus here is keep your hips nice and stacked, your abs away from the floor, engaging through your entire side body, pushing out of that arm, and tiny taps, tiny little circles, front and side. So diagonal front and side. You don't have to pick it up super high because these are going to add up fast. We're going to do a few combination moves here. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now from here, you're going to bring your knee in kind of like we did in those leg raises, and we're going to bring it to the shoulder for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend, and 2 of these fast. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend, and 2 rainbows fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend first, then rainbows fast. So you always want to come back in line. Make sure your legs are back in line, and then 2 fast. They're going to be lower. 2, 3, 4. Extend and fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend and fast. 2 more like this. 3, 4. Extend and fast. Last one. 3, 4. Extend and fast. Now from there, we're going to get our arm involved. So bring it overhead, and we're going to bring the leg up on that same diagonal and bring the arm down behind it. You're keeping everything in exactly the same position. You're not going to start dropping to the back like this with your arm. So it's up and then side, up and then side. Are you feeling this? You should feel that outer thigh like crazy. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do that same thing with the arm added, and then it's up, and just go front, back, and then back down. 2, 3, 4, up, front, back. 1, 2, 3, 4, up, front, back. We're not doing many. I know this is tough. 3, 4. So it's like a back row with your arm. You're rowing behind your back. 3, 4. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend. Just 3 more. 2, 3, 4. Extend first. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend. Ouch. That really would have hurt if you did it right. Now we're going to not use a weight for now, and we're going to do a few more abs. But for that, I want you to come all the way down. I want you to put your hand behind your head and the other hand behind your head, and we're going to start rotating with the leg and using our upper body. So for now, keeping in that same position, just rotate up and down with your leg. Now, as your leg comes up, we're going to rotate forward. Rotate forward. So you should feel your abs. Rotate forward. So I'm never resting my leg down, and I'm really over exaggerating with my upper body. Going all the way back, almost trying to lay my shoulders down, and then squeeze. Squeeze. Now, can you extend your leg at the top? Squeeze. Squeeze. Maybe you can come down so low with that elbow that you tap the ground. I don't think so, but maybe. Squeeze. Now, can you straighten that leg? And can you bring the leg straight down and up? Progression, okay? This is much harder. Now, we'll slow it down slightly because I don't want you to lose form. Come on, squeeze, squeeze. Bring the arm up at this angle and the leg up at this angle. Really should get your obliques. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold that up, and we're just going to reach towards the leg, holding the leg static. I'm just supporting my head, but if this feels better, extending your arm, you can do that. Come on, you're reaching but keeping everything else still. You're pulling your tummy in you. You're trying to keep everything else from moving. So you're resisting the motion, resisting that movement. Come on. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last thing. Push into this hand and tiny taps up with the leg. Come on. Tiny taps up with the leg. You should feel your top oblique like crazy here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Did you feel that? Just a crazy burn in the top oblique, but the lower oblique was also engaged the entire time. So we're switching sides, starting with just the legs. Line yourself up. It's really, really important to line yourself up properly. Okay, keep that elbow under the shoulder. Don't bring it out here. Don't kind of do something weird with your arm. Make sure your hips are stacked on top of each other. Don't turn out. Your legs are diagonal, and we're just going to extend that leg, and we're just going to go back, so in line and towards the hip. It's like a quarter rainbow. You want to keep your knee to the front. You want to stay upright here and really engage your lower oblique by pushing away from the floor. And you also want to feel the top oblique by being as upright as you can with your chest. Tap, tap. Don't turn your knee up to the ceiling on the back move. It's easy to kind of go like this. Don't do that. We want to keep all the work in that outer thigh and outer glute area. A few more. And then we're going to add in that knee pull. So 4 knee pulls, but we're not going to change the position of our body, okay? You can move your hand to the back, but as the knee comes in, I don't want you to move your chest at all. Keep everything stable. 4, 3, 2, 1. So you're going to knee pull, 2, 3, 4. Come back in line, then 2 fast. Knee pull, 2, 3, 4, extend, and 2 fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, extend, tap, and tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, extend long, point that toe. I want really long legs. Extend. It's like someone's pulling you by the ankle. 3, 4, extend, tap, and tap. A few more like this, and then we're going to add in that weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, extend, tap, and tap. 3 more. 2, 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. 2, 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. I want you to think abs here, crunching. Extend, tap and tap. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. Keep your leg in line. Arm is overhead. We're going to bring the leg up on the same plane, and we're going to bring the arm down behind. Down behind. Now, if this arm bothers you, you can just bend and tap. Bend and tap. But if you can sweep it past the leg, I want you to get that motion of squeezing your arm behind your back so you feel your shoulder blades squeezing together as that arm comes all the way to the floor. My weight is hitting the floor. Okay, we're going to start those knee pulls again with the same arm pull towards your back, and our legs are going to do the 4 knees and the tap taps, okay? Just 4 more of these. 3, chest to the front. 2, 1, so arm in the air, do the 4 knee pulls. 1, 2, 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. Now behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. Come down. 2, 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. Is your outer thigh burning? 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. Remember, you're pushing away from the floor. Extend, tap and tap. Try not to slouch in your shoulder. Extend, tap and tap. Your elbow is rowing behind your back. Extend, tap and tap. 2, 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. Tummies are in, hips are still stacked. 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. Come on, how about 4 more sets? 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. 2 more sets. 2, 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. And last set. 3, 4, extend, tap and tap. Nice job. Ouch. Definitely felt that. Okay, we're coming down. We've got one hand behind our head. We've got the other hand behind our head. And we're going to start lifting our leg up and down, up and down. And as the leg comes up, the top arm comes down. So it's in opposition, and you're trying to bring your elbow as close as you can to the mat. And it's up and down. Squeeze it. So your knee is coming as high as it can, and your elbow is coming as low as it can. And I want you to think, wringing out your waistline. A few more like this, and we're going to extend the top leg. Just 4, 3, 2, 1. So just keep going and extend. So it's bend and extend. Now really exaggerate that lean back. Bend and extend. Bend and extend. A few more, then we're going to straighten the bottom leg. 4, 3, 2, last one. Straighten the bottom leg. Keep the top leg bent. Keep that same motion. And we're going to start straightening the top leg and picking it up straight. If you cannot do that, stick with this one. 3, 2, 1. Straight leg. Up and down. Up and down. Go a little bit slower. Once again, if your hand is bothering you behind your head, then just bring it out like this. And really exaggerate. Exaggerate. All the way up. All the way up. Really think about the squeeze. breathing. 4, 3, then our leg stays up. 2, 1. Now reach towards your bottom leg. Keep the other legs really straight, pointing up to the ceiling. Reach and reach. Again, if you want your arm here, reach and reach. This is all top oblique. So the more you reach for your toe, the more you keep the rest of your body straight, the more you blow your air out on the exertion, the more you're going to feel this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put that hand in front. We're just going to do tiny ups with that leg. Push into the mat. Come on. Come on. Just tiny. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ouch. Did you feel that? In this muffin top oblique area? Burned like crazy, right? Okay, we've just got a tiniest little bit of abs, and then we're done, okay? Just a tiny bit. It's abs and inner thighs because they're the most beautiful combination, right? So, I'm gonna have to put my hands behind my head and lift up my shoulders because my hair clip, I just realized, is stopping me from putting my head flat. So I'm gonna have to engage my upper body or my core the entire time, which isn't a bad thing, right? So you wanna make sure you've got no gap between your back and the mat, and you're slightly tucking your hips so you've pushed every part of your upper body into the mat that's touching it, okay? Now just start with your leg up in the air, and we're just going to open slightly. Open your back knee up too, and then your front leg to the front. Kneecap is pivoting slightly from facing you to diagonal. Now once you're comfortable with this, you can do it slow and controlled. I want you to go wider. Okay, so stop it using your inner thigh muscles at the bottom there. Stop it and then pull it back up. Tummy's in. If you want to make it harder, you can try and keep the back leg from opening up too much. It actually makes it a lot harder. Then you have to really tuck your hips to keep your spine in the mat. It's like a single leg windshield wiper. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now connect your knees and just crunch up a little bit more with the upper body and bring your knees up just to 90 degrees. Slow and controlled. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep your legs up, and we're going to tip both legs slightly to the back. I'm keeping my shoulders up a little bit. If this is too much, then lay flat down. Slightly to the back. If you can't do this, then put your leg down and just reach the top leg across and tip your bottom leg. And we're just going a tiny bit off center because I want you to focus on keeping the rest of your body on the mat. You don't want to be rocking all the way over and lifting up, okay? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You can put your hand down. 3, that will help stabilize you too. 2, and 1. And all we're doing is staying over in the diagonal, and we're going to bend, extend the bottom leg. Stay in the diagonal. Really think about pushing everything else into the mat, and you just bend, extending the bottom leg. Breathe. Hold everything up. It's the whole point of pressing the rest of your body into the mat that's making this exercise hard. It's not going to be hard if you allow your body to rock around, okay? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. We're going to the other side. I'm just going to swing around because it's easier for me to not hit my sofa. And if you want to include your upper body, you can. If you don't want to, then don't. We're going to do the same thing, open to the side and back in line. Now, if you want to open your back knee to the back, it's going to help you with balance, because once again, we're focusing on keeping everything pressed into the mat. You can start off opening a little bit more shallow, and then once you get comfortable, go down as low as you can, and then really think about squeezing through the inner thigh. You're squeezing through the inner thigh to come back up. Push your hips into the mat. And now once you have this, try to move the back leg a bit less. Okay, that makes it so much harder in my opinion. It's almost like it doesn't want to cooperate. It wants to move. Stop moving, leg. It's so hard to just move one leg at a time sometimes. The other leg has a mind of its own and it wants to join in the fun. Out and in. Out and in. Just 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in. And we're just going to do those tiny, tiny crunches. Press your knees together. And if this is too much, then just lay down and only do your lower abs. Really thinking about pushing your spine into the mat. Squeeze up. Don't pull on your head. Really just crunch by bringing your hips to your ribs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, and now we're going to do that tiny tip to the back, to the back. This is where I really want you to focus on keeping the rest of your body as still as possible. Press into the mat with your spine. Your hip is going to probably lift just a tiniest bit. That's okay, but the rest of your body, I want you to think heavy into the mat. Press into the spot, into the mat, and don't let yourself move around like this. See how I'm moving? Don't. Keep everything still and just really control. Blow out on the hardest point, which is just as you're pulling back. Just as you're pulling back, that's the hardest point. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now back on that diagonal, and we're just going to extend the bottom leg next to the top leg. Keep it on the diagonal. We're done after this. Come on. Point through your toe. Keep your leg nice and extended. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that is it, my friends. We have completed it. Oh, pull your knees in, rock around a little bit, release your lower back. You can take your leg weights off. And we're just gonna bring that leg in, stretching through the hamstring. So we worked a little bit of everything today. Lots of combination exercises to keep your mind engaged, which is always a good thing because you know your brain actually burns the most amount of calories. You burn so many calories thinking. Bring your leg into a figure 4. Just keep thinking, keeping your brain active burns calories. So we like that. We like to challenge ourselves. And a lot of these exercises, I'm just making the combinations up on the spot. I don't think about them beforehand. I just walk in the studio, turn on the camera, have a kind of theme in mind and go for it. So I'm learning the combinations along with you. As I'm making them up, I'm going, oh my goodness, my brain, my poor brain. But it's got to be something that feels fluid in the body, bringing it across. So whenever I think about a combination, I think, okay, what's the natural progression? If I lift my leg this angle, then how do I want to bring it across? I want to bring it across on the same sort of angle, you know, just thinking about flowing the movements together. Because your body likes to flow, it doesn't like jarring motions. That's why a lot of traditional workouts are just not really that helpful. Bring your leg across, because you're just going from one to the next to the next. And in day-to-day life, when you do things, say you're picking something up, you're putting something on a shelf, you're doing things in a fluid way. You're not stopping and being like a robot. So it's kind of like just common sense. Open up to the side to have workouts where you're flowing from one exercise into the next, and it's a progression. Anyway, that's my mentality. That's what I like to do. Hopefully you like it too. Bring the other leg up and just hamstring stretch, maybe bend, extend a little bit. And that's why I also keep all of my stuff ups in. I don't edit out when I stuff up, because unless it's really bad and it's like a completely different exercise than on the other side, because I want you to see that it's okay. It's okay to be imperfect. Bring the leg diagonally down and stretch your inner thigh. And I'm not perfect, and I wobble, and I, sometimes bend my leg when it's meant to be straight and do all sorts of things. And that is totally fine. That's why we're human, and that's why we're unique. We don't need to be perfect. We don't need to be robots. And then just bring that across and look towards the back. And open that out. Release through the hip. And then just happy baby, rocking around a little bit, releasing through your spine, and come up, and then just open out and just lean forward. Just find your point of stretch here, and come into cross-legged position. Stretch your arms across and across, and diagonal, and down, just reaching and stretching. Dynamic stretches are often the best. And then rotate and rotate. Interlace your hands, come up and back, lean forward, and then across and across. Roll your shoulders a bit, loosen everything up, and that is it. Thank you so much for joining me for ankle weight bar. I hope you enjoyed that. Lots of standing, a bit of mat as well, some crazy burn, but lots of long lever motions as well. Let me know how you liked it, and you'll be seeing a lot more of the ankle weight series very soon. Bye for now.